Why is it that someone could say the smallest thing and it makes us lose all the love that we have for ourselves? I find that during this time, especially with everyone talking about commercial months coming up, with everyone talking about Valentine's Day plans, with people talking about what they're going to do for their significant others, with people crying because they're spending this time by themselves, crying because they feel like they're running out of time, crying because they think that ultimately being 26 and not having a Valentine is the end of the world. Being 26 and not getting asked to go on a date on this one day of the year is the end of the world. And when this video is passing, Valentine's Day has definitely come and gone, and I hope that everyone who did do something on the day had a great day. But today I really wanted to talk about the way that people fall out of love with themselves when they feel as if the same way that they cherish themselves is not being cherished by others around you. And I just want to know why that is. Over the last 2 years, very specifically, I have learned so much about love, so much about kindness, especially within myself. If you grew up being someone who was always seeking validation, always seeking love for others, it gets to be so tricky because what do you do when you feel like no one around you loves you? And how does that affect you? I don't think anyone talks about that. I don't think anyone really dives deep into helping people who really are trying to help themselves but don't know where to start here. And I'm here to tell you that love is an act of kindness, love is an act of endurance, love is an act of compassion, and the best way to start with that is by loving yourself. One of the ways that I intentionally chose to pour into myself throughout these last 2 years is physical activity. I have developed a gym routine. I have developed a method that lets me get up, be motivated to do something every single day. Even if I don't want to necessarily be in this gym every single day, I have to be here throughout the week, at least at a minimum, and that's a non-negotiable for me because it makes me feel better. It makes me love the way that I look. It makes me feel the best in my body. It allows me to over-nourish myself in ways, to overindulge, to enjoy the simple things in life that I wasn't enjoying because I was always so cautious that someone was looking at me, that someone was judging me, and it made me love myself so much less, and I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like the fact that everything that I was seeking was from everyone else around me. I didn't like the fact that everything that I was seeking, I could not physically obtain because it wasn't mine. It wasn't for me to give. It wasn't for me to take. I'm not sure where this mentality has come from, if it's come from TV, if it's come from social media, if it's come from the news ads that don't cycle anymore. There are so many areas in which this kind of messaging has come from. People have presented us from the dawn of time with ads, with carrots to buy your love, with jewelry, with watches, with clothing. Everyone is so consumed in this world, this fast-paced thing, and what have we learned from this? What have we gotten from this? Because every time I look around, it's always just someone kind of miserable, kind of unhappy, kind of telling me about all these things that they've accomplished, and I think that they're amazing, and they feel very not. They feel very subpar, and that breaks my heart. I think that with this holiday coming up, it truly did break my heart to see everyone who was affected and everyone who was upset because they weren't getting to celebrate being loved. And if you ask me, I don't think that someone spending this day with you means that you're not loved. I don't think that them spending this time with you any other day means that they love you any less, but we put so much value into this. And I always sit here and ask myself, why do people put so much stock and so much value into what others think, into what these companies say? And I've just found that,
let's talk about it for real. I think that a lot of people
don't love themselves enough. In this generation of people, in this generation of the internet, everyone is looking at each other, comparing each other. People look at themselves and just compare themselves to everybody they see. They compare themselves to people who they don't know, they've never met, they never will meet. So important for you to understand that you need to love yourself a little bit more. You need to find the things inside of you that nourish you, that make you want to grow, that make you want to be a better person, and most importantly, that make you appreciate and love yourself. Loving oneself is never an easy journey. Everyone will go through phases where you don't like something about you, you don't like everything about you, you like nothing about you. It's important for you to find that, terminate that, and start growing something that's better for you mentally and emotionally. I'm someone who used to put so much stock into how others treated me and made that basically how I felt about myself. And I don't think I'm the only one that's guilty of that, but I can speak on my experience in that and say that that is a very toxic cycle to be in. If y'all take nothing else from this video, just understand that someone else's actions and the way that they're treating you, especially if you did nothing, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. It's how they're feeling, it's how they're deflecting, and they're just kind of putting that on you, and that is really unfortunate. But don't ever let that take away from who you think that you are, or let that make you feel that just because this one person does not love and care about you or does not treat you correctly, that you should not love and care about yourself, that you should not treat yourself correctly. Because if it's a really tightrope to walk here, because it's hard to tell someone that they don't love themselves enough. But from me to you, as someone who had to realize that I didn't love myself enough, and that's why I was sitting in so many situations that I had been in, I am here to tell you that that is what it is. And it may be hard to hear, but it's a lot harder to be courageous. And although that may be hard to hear, it is a lot harder to live an entire life that way. So if you're finding yourself somewhere lost, sick, feeling neglected and unloved, always know that love is you. Love is within you, and you should be the first person to love yourself. Just remember that no one can take that away from you. It may feel like that sometimes, but that is something that is instilled within you, and that is a right that you were given from the time that you were born. No one can take away from you the feelings that you can possess for yourself. So know if you feel stuck, know that if you feel lost during this day, during this time, during parts of the year where you're seeking gratification out of the love from people and they're not giving it to you, start with yourself. Start with the person that matters most, the person who looks in the mirror, because you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. It's a lot easier to be a broken version of yourself than it is to really work on it and to be courageous and to fight to be the person that you love and to be someone who you're happy with every day that you wake up. It's often the small things. It's often the making yourself breakfast. It's often the getting up and just doing the mundane things that you don't ever get to really do anymore, like putting your dishes away, like sitting down and watching some TV, watching the show that you feel like you haven't been able to see in years, and to also just lay down and to catch a nap on the couch every once in a while. I think that these childlike jollies have just really abandoned us as we search through this life for love and understanding. And one of the best ways to get that out is to write about it. It's to journal about it. It's to speak your thoughts out into a void where you don't feel judged, where it's just between you and the pages that you're listening to. Maybe to get up and to take yourself out on a solo date. There's nothing wrong with going out and seeing and enjoying this world, even if you have to do it by yourself. Everyone has these moments where they feel like their hobbies, their forms of self-expression have to be coupled with this serotonin boost that you get from everyone else. And sometimes it's just about you. Sometimes it's about putting on the cute outfit, about driving to your favorite restaurant and sitting there and taking in the ambiance of the day, taking in the ambiance of the table, being thankful that you can do these things for yourself. That is what love is. That's what Love Day is about. That's what self-expression is about. And I don't think there is a self-love day. So if you're going to take take this day as anything. Don't take it to be sad and down. Take it to love on you. Take it to do the things that you find fun, that you want to do, and that really fuel and nourish your soul as a person, because ultimately this is the only life that you get, so why waste it feeling incompetent to everyone else? So I'm saying all this to say, with the commercial holiday being gone, with feelings at an all-time high and all-time low, wherever you may be feeling, really evaluate what you're feeling. Really understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, and just make sure that you're not feeling that way because that's what society told you to feel. You're not feeling that way because you're seeing all these people do all these things to prove to each other that they love each other, and does that really matter? You don't prove to someone that you love them on one specific day. One specific day, appreciating and celebrating someone is always very great and it's grand to do, but that is not where all the love in life is found, on this one commercial day, this holiday that big companies get to push us out chocolate hearts and sweet tarts and cards and excess amounts of flowers and all this kind of stuff. I've never been someone who is super into Valentine's Day. I can be honest though and say that throughout these last couple of years that I've spent with a partner, it is very nice to be shown up for, be shown how appreciated and loved that you are to them throughout this day. But if that doesn't happen, I've been there also, and I think that this last year of my life specifically has kind of showed me that all the love that I truly do need is right here with me. Like I was saying previously, it baffles my mind thinking that we don't sit here and think about all the love that does exist in our life. For me, whether that be my siblings, whether that be my aunts, my grandparents, my uncles, my cousins, my mom, my dad, whether that be my boyfriend, whether that be my best friends, like whoever that may be, there is so much love that exists, and it's a little crazy to be sad because you didn't get to sit here and post on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, whatever it is that you did on this one day of the year. Because what about the other 364? It's definitely a bonus and an ad, but if this day is bringing you a lack of love because you're in your head and like compulsed, always think like, look at what's around me. Look at what's around me. I'm sitting in a product of love. I'm sitting in a product of loving myself so much that I gave this to myself. Loving myself so much that I wanted to work so hard for this to be something that I did. There was no one attached to this dream but me. There's no one who wanted to do this for me but me. Why not be happy? Why not be so ecstatic and celebrate the love that there is? Celebrate the love that does exist outside of, you know, outside of romantic love and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna leave you guys on this. If you are someone who is feeling like there is such a lack of love, if you're someone who feels like you don't know how to feel loved, or it's never been shown to you, my aura, I guess you can say, my entire being has been formed around being the love that I do want to see. Always, always, always be the love that you do want to see in this world. Be the happiness, be the kindness, be the forgiveness that you want to see in this world. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I hope to see you guys back here sometime soon, and happy Love Month to you guys, and I hope you know that I do appreciate you. And if no one else has told you, I hope you do know that I do appreciate and genuinely care and love you guys being here.